Hello everyone, welcome to Adda 24/7 classes. Today we are discussing on High Court decision topic, one of the major topics for examination, that is types and branches of economics. So let's get started. I introduced before you Adda 24/7 app. Once you download this app, you will get access to premium study materials, current affairs, job alerts, daily quizzes, subject-wise quizzes, magazines, power capsules, notes, articles, and videos. So whatever this means, whatever you need for your preparation, it's available here. So please do download our app. Also, if you are new to Adda 24/7 YouTube channel, please do subscribe. Once you subscribe, you will get classes on all topics related to the examination and other details of the examinations, like how to apply age relaxation, salary, everything, and the procedure of application, how to apply for the examination, everything in detail is covering in our channel. So please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you don't subscribe to our channel already. So now we are moving to our topic. It is branches of economics. Branches of economics. In our previous classes, we discussed regarding the types of economics, the definition of economics, other basic concepts regarding economics. So for economics, some sort of economics like the branches of economics like Keynesian, classical, neoclassical, these are important for our preparation. So today we are discussing branches of economics. So these are certain branches of economics. Basically, it has two types of economics, macro and micro. Then it is divided into certain branches. First, we are focusing on classical economics. Classical economics. So this classical economics or a classical political economy, it flourished primarily in Britain. This classical economics or classical political economy, it is considered a school of thought in economics. A school of thought. Classical economics is a school of thought. Classical political economy is a school of thought, and it flourished primarily in Britain. During the late 18th, 19th century, it flourished in Britain. So, which are the thinkers associated with classical economics? It's Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Thomas Robert Malthus, John Stuart Mill. John Stuart Mill. Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Thomas Robert Malthus, John Stuart Mill. So these are some of the names of eminent economists associated with classical economics or classical political economy. So in your examination, they ask simple questions like which of the following thinkers are associated with classical economics, or which of the following thinkers are associated with neoclassical economics. So you can remember these names: Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Thomas Robert Malthus, and John Stuart Mill. These are some of the eminent economics associated with the subject of classical economics. So after these facts, we just need to understand or have or develop an idea regarding what this classical economics is all about. Just a basic concept. See, I think you may be aware about the book of Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, or an inquiry into the nature and cause of wealth of nations. An inquiry into the nature and cause of wealth of nations is a book published by Adam Smith, and Adam Smith is considered the father of modern economic thought, and also he is considered as father of capitalism, and he is also credited with coining the term GDP. These all we deliberated in the last class. In your examination, they may ask questions from this: who is known as the father of economics, who is known as the father of capitalism, who is credited with coining the term GDP. So these are important areas to focus for your examination. So this classical economics, it's beginning, what marked the beginning of classical economics? See, the book written by Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, an inquiry into the nature and cause of wealth of nations, it resulted in, or it marked, or it is usually considered the beginning of classical economics. So which book associated with the beginning of classical economic thought? This school of the classical economic thought started evolving with the publication of the book An inquiry into the nature and cause of wealth of nations, or simply Wealth of Nations in 1776 by Adam Smith. And this classical economics, they believed in free market policy. They believed in what? They believed in free market policy. They believed in free market policy. These classical economists, they believed in free market policy. They believed in free market policy. So, what is this free market means? The market is not controlled by the government. Market is controlled by competition. If the element of competition is more in the market, then it's a free market economy. And not only competition, but also the market controlled by demand supply, also the self-interest of the consumer. This is what it is about, free trade or free market policy or free trade policy. So the market is not controlled by the government. That doesn't mean government has no role, but government has role. Government do have certain role, but its role is limited, only limited role. So this is what this classical economics they put forward. That is, market self-regulated. Market self-regulated through competition and also demand and supply, not by the government. It is not the government to decide what to produce. It is not the government to decide what quantity to be produced, what sort of goods and service to be produced. It is not the government, but market will decide based on the demands, needs, wants of the people. The market will produce its own goods. So this classical economics, the classical economics, they produce certain theories like this. That is theory of market economy. That is, market is a self-regulating system by natural laws of production, exchange. And it is also associated with the famous metaphor of invisible hand put forward by Adam Smith. So they are also considered pragmatic liberals because they advocated freedom of market, free trade. That is, they saw role of the government in providing common good. Government do have role in providing defense, road, infrastructure. As government do have role in providing the basic steps. But in other areas, when it comes to production or the market, it should be free trade policy, free market, freedom of market. So classical economics suggested that work, that means economies, work efficiently when government intervention is minimal. If the government intervention is minimal, the market will work. So these are the things you need to remember for your examination. These are the concept. First, it is associated with Adam Smith, his book, An Inquiry into the Nature and Cause of Wealth of Nations, classical economics. Second, these classical economics thought advocated freedom of market self-regulated, invisible hand, or the government intervention should be minimal. These are some of the important areas for this topic. So they does recognize the role of the government, but it should be minimal. Next is neoclassical economics. Neoclassical. From classical to neoclassical. What is neoclassical economics? See, this neoclassical economics, it signifies or it represents the modification of classical economics. Simple. So what is neoclassical? It represents the modification or revival of classical economics, the classical economics updated form. That is neoclassical economics, the updated version, updated form of classical economics, simply neoclassical economics. So what this means? They focused on rational decision making by individuals in the market economy, rational decision. So they focused on what? Supply, demand. They are the driving forces behind production. If the people are demanding more, then production will increase. That means then supply will increase. If demand from the side of the consumers is low, when there is low demand, then the production also become low, supply will also become low. In the words of neoclassical economics, or the theory of neoclassical economics that focus on supply and demand, and this supply and demand is the driving forces behind the production, pricing, consumption, whatever. If the demand is high, sometimes the price is high. When the demand is low, then the producers may reduce the price to increase the demand. This is neoclassical economics. This is neoclassical economics, their view. The product, the market, it is determined by supply, demand and the price. If the price is low, then people may consume more. The price is more, the people start decreasing their that means using products whatever they need. So they focused on rational decision making. Remember this. Okay. So what is the difference between this classical and neoclassical? See, in the words of, or according to classical economics, products values derived from manufacturing cost. What? Products values derived from manufacturing cost. What is the cost of the product? That is the value. If the cost is 10 rupees, then that is the value of the product. If the cost is 20 rupees, then that is the value of the product. This is what classical economics meant. But on the contrary, neoclassical economics, they opine that products value is also influenced by supply and demand force. No, it is not the price. It is not only the price, or sorry, the cost. Not only the cost, but the product's value, it is also influenced by supply and demand. If a particular product has more demand in the market, people are buying more and more products with their income. That means the product has more value, then the supply will increase. And if people are started purchasing less product, that means that supply will decrease. People are not spending their income for a particular product. They also spend in the past on that product their income, but now they started not focusing on declining in consumption of particular product. Earlier they used to spend money on that particular product, but now they ceased or stopped spending their money or income on a particular product. What would happen next? The demand will decrease. When the demand decreases, the supply to the market also get decreased. This neoclassical economics, they focus on what? The market is influenced by, not only by the cost, but by demand, supply. See, so this is neoclassical economic theory. What it says, the market influenced by consumers' taste or preference. Every consumer has different taste or preference. Not everyone like red color, not everyone like black color. I'm wearing this black color because it's my taste and my preference. Not everyone eat the same food. Everyone eats different foods. Diversity in food. So consumers' taste and preference is different. Not every consumer consumes single product. For example, in our market, there are different variety of dresses available. Do you think that every consumer will buy the single color? For example, only red color is available. No. They need variety. They need varieties. That's why the green color dress available, white color available, black color available, or mixed color available. Why? Because consumers' taste and preference. Because they have money, they have income. So if they have income, they have money to purchase, or they have the purchasing power. Why? Because they have money. Then the consumers' taste and preference, that may vary. Then market is also determined by demand and supply. When a particular when a demand for a particular product increases, supply increase. Demand for a product increase means consumers are willing to spend money on that particular product. Yes, isn't it? Yes. Finally, this all decides the price. Then price is decided based on this. Price also decides a particular product. Price also decides. Price is important. For example, earlier the consumer used to buy a particular goods and services because its prices are low, but now the prices of goods and services are increasing. What would happen? They may stop their consumption or decrease the amount their purchasing, decrease their consumption. So whatever, whether it is autonomous consumption or induced consumption, that doesn't matter. So this is all about neoclassical economics. Neoclassical economics. There are certain eminent economists associated with neoclassical economics. There's Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall is considered the leader of neoclassical economics. The leader. Alfred Marshall is there. William Stanley Jones is there. Carl McNary is there. Leon Walras is there. Wilfred Perot is there. Everyone included here. So remember these names. So in the words of neoclassical economics, what is the primary concern of a consumer? What is the primary concern of the consumer? Me as a consumer and you as a consumer. What is the primary concern? The personal satisfaction. Why we are purchasing goods and services? For our satisfaction, for our personal satisfaction. Why we are buying mobile phone? Based on our taste and preference for our personal. Our taste and preference means our satisfaction. Why we are purchasing good dresses? Based on taste and preference for our satisfaction. So in the words of neoclassical economist, a consumer's primary concern, what is the primary concern of a consumer? To enhance personal satisfaction. What is the primary concern? To enhance, to increase, to escalate the personal satisfaction. The personal satisfaction. This is there the consumer's main focus. The product is produced, manufacturing is for the market, and market targets the consumer. He is an end consumer. He will buy goods and services from the market. And what is the criteria or what factors led the consumer to buy these goods and services? Their own personal satisfaction. So according to them, the most essential factor in establishing the value of product or service is utility. Utility, not the cost of production. Why? Utility. What utility they are getting? For example, these days, most of the people or those who have money or those who can afford monthly EMI installments, then they may purchase iPhone. Why? Because it is giving utility to them. It is a status symbol. It is a status symbol. See, someone is having the 60 or 70, 80 or 90,000 Samsung phone with them, someone is having, then the people may, oh, you took a new phone. That's their response to the purchase of the costly Samsung phone. If someone purchases iPhone, then they may, oh, you are having iPhone, not mobile phone, but iPhone. If you are having Samsung, they may say, oh, you purchased a new phone, mobile phone, good. How much is this? But for iPhone, they are not concerned about other things, only this, oh, iPhone. So utility from iPhone to a consumer is high because of the status symbol. This is what neoclassical economics argued. That is, the most essential factor in establishing the value of a product or a service is its utility. Not the cost of production. It is a utility. What utility they are giving? What personal satisfaction is getting from that particular product to the consumer? So their major focus is to enhance personal satisfaction. Their major focus is to enhance personal satisfaction. This is what about this neoclassical economics. Then we are moving on to the Keynesian economics. Keynesian economics. So John Maynard Keynes is behind this Keynesian economics. During the 30s or 19, I think 28 or 29, 30s, Wall Street crash, world faced an economic crisis. So that time the Keynesian economics that saved the market, the economy from going to economics facing a devastation. So Keynesian economics, it argued for government spending, government. So this is the main point of Keynesian economics. Unlike classical economics, unlike neoclassical economics, the major focus of Keynesian economics, that is, the major focus of Keynesian economics is what? Government spending. What? Government spending. It is government spending, government spending. This is a major focus point we need to focus on. Government spending, government spending. In the words of neoclassical or classical economics, it's not the government, but the market will determine. The competition will determine. Market is self-regulated. The competition, then demand supply. But Keynesian economics, there is no word for more market intervention, no more demand and supply, or market self, only the market is self. No. Their major focus is government. This is the difference between Keynesian economics and classical and neoclassical, or this particular point. Government spending makes Keynesian economics different from earlier branches of economics like neoclassical and classical economics. Government spending. For government to spend, government need money, government need revenue. How government get money? Why government is spending for road, the infrastructure, school, college, etc. Why? It's because of the taxes. We are paying the taxes to the government, government is collecting it from us, then government is spending that tax. So major focus or emphasis on of the Keynesian economics, that is on government spending and also the taxes. That means the government spending should increase. Government should interfere in the economy. The economy is in crisis, economy is facing depression or recession, whatever. The government should increase its spending to boost economic growth. What? To boost economic growth. To boost economic growth. For that, government need to reduce the taxes. If taxes are reducing, the burden the people are facing will reduce. More tax, heavy tax means the people need to face the burden. So, if the government spending increase or taxes reduce, then it helps in stimulating the global economy out of depression. It will stimulate the global economy out of depression. So simple. This is the difference between Keynesian and classical, neoclassical. So Keynesian economic, they promoted what? Government spending on infrastructure, and also if there is unemployment, the government should provide some unemployment benefits, and also to promote education, increase spending on education. These will increase the consumer demand. They argue that government spending is necessary to maintain full employment. Government spending. So remember the major focus of Keynesian, it's government spending. This is the only thing you need to remember for your examination. In your examination, in your high court decision, they may ask questions in this manner that what is the major focus of Keynesian economics? Government spending. What is the major focus of classical economics? Laissez-faire. That means minimum government intervention. But for Keynesian economics, more government intervention. So, see, listen to this. The classical economic thought, they promote laissez-faire. They argues that government should play a limited role and target companies, not consumers. A limited role, only a limited role. But for Keynesian economics, it's not a limited role. So, it was developed in the 1930s. Keynesian economics developed in the 1930s against a backdrop of the Great Depression. Against a backdrop of Great Depression. The world faced a Great Depression during the 30s. So, it was developed in the 1930s. So, economics provide a solution. Without going to church or temple, a great economics, John Maynard Keynes, he provided or gave a solution to this problem. So Keynesian economics was developed in the 1930s against a backdrop of the Great Depression by John Maynard Keynes. So unlike the classical economics, that is John Maynard Keynes, he believed in both. Keynes believed that government should play an important role in the working of the economy. Whenever there is imbalance in the market, or whenever imbalances occur in the market, the government should play a role. The government should intervene in the market. Government should play. And how? Because through fiscal and monetary policy. Fiscal policy is a policy with the central government of a country, and monetary policy is a policy with the central bank of a country. In case of India, it is RBI. In case of US, it is a Federal Reserve. So, through fiscal policy and monetary policy, the proposed certain or they argued that demand should be increased to address unemployment recession. Government should intervene to address unemployment recession to fiscal and monetary policy. So he wrote a book, John Maynard Keynes, he wrote a book, General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. What? General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. 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 It was written in 1936. So the famous book of John Maynard Keynes. So this they may ask in your examinations who wrote the book General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money was published in 1936 by John Maynard Keynes. John Maynard Keynes. So, next economics is monetarism or monetarist economics. See, this thought is entirely different from the Keynesian economics. Keynesian economics focused on government role, more role of government in the economy. This school of thought that stands in stark contrast to Keynesian economics, that is monetarist economics. Monetarist economics, this stands in stark contrast to Keynesian economics. So who is behind this monetarist economics? Who championed this economic theory? It was Milton Friedman. He challenged the principles of Keynesian economics. He challenged the principles of Keynesian economics. Milton Friedman. He challenged Keynesian economics. See, you know that the Keynesian economics emphasize the role of the government. Government spending. What? The government spending. But the monetarist economics, they focused on controlling the money supply. They focused on controlling the money supply. The money supply should be controlled. The money supply should be regulated. This is what the focus of the monetarist economics. So you can find the central bank. Yes, the central bank. Role of the central bank is important in monetarist economics. See, central bank. When more money is in circulation, people are having more money. They have money to purchase whatever they like. They have income. They are getting more income, promotion, starting new business and getting more profit, taking more loan from the government. That means money supply increased. More loan, more income, more money means more money supply. So if banks have more money, then they will lend out it as loan. So more borrowing and more spending. Then if there is low interest rate, the people will take loans and start new business. That will increase jobs also. This will increase the demand. So this is there for the focus of monetarist economics, that is money supply. Then next is behavioral economics, that is psychology plus economics. Behavioral economics is combines economics and psychology. That's necessary for our preparation, and it was shaped by the Nobel laureate Richard Thaler. He propounded this behavioral economics, that is economics with psychology, that is behavioral economics. Next, the last topic, the positive and normative economics. What is the difference between positive and normative economics? So you can learn from this picture. For example, the normative, remember that to be or not to be. To be, that may happen or may not happen. This should be in like this or in this manner. If it is done in this way, then it will be good. So to be or not to be, that they are making recommendations. Normative economics means the economics, they are just providing recommendations only, and these recommendations are not tested based on the facts. That means tells us what should be or have been, the perspective only, the subjective only. In stark contrast to the normative economics, the positive economics different, it's based on facts. Facts, facts, facts and facts only. No other thing, only facts. It is connects cause and effect, descriptive based on tested facts, based on tested fact, not just fact, tested fact. They tells you or as what is it or what was the objective. They are clear, more clear. So first, positive economics. It is referred to as, positive economics is referred to as what is economics. So in your examination, they may ask you that which branch of economics is known as what is economics. It's positive economics. The positive economics, it is dealing with the knowledge of what is happening and what has happened. How an economy should look like. These are their focus. So the positive economics is a process of investigating future of an economy, depending on past and present resources. Based on the past or the present resources, they predict the future. That means, for example, you can see it here. When prices fall, people often delay their purchase. Ease was will be. That means what? Just they are predicting if prices fall. When prices fall, people often delay their purchase, waiting for further fall. Waiting for further fall. This is positive economics. So, how they prove this? Based on certain connects, cause, effect, descriptive, based on facts. That is objective. They have solid fact evidences behind their arguments. So, positive economics, it is not based on value judgments, not based on, it is objective. It is objective. Or what is economics? It's all about objective. They consider description, explanation, why this happened, what are the effects of this, or past, present comparison, everything they make. And it uses whatever data available. If they have data, then use the data to predict the future situations. So, they are these positive economics considered base of the foundation on which broader economic structure is formed. Then normative economics. So, what this is about? Normative economics ought to should. That means orange is better than green. They are not suggesting, they are not saying, or they are not proving why orange is better than green. They say orange is better. It cannot be proved. How to prove that orange is better than green? White is better than black. Black is better than white. How will they prove it? They just make a recommendation not based on facts and tells us should be have been. That is prescriptive and subjective only. So, it involves value judgments, ethical and philosophical. That is normative economics. Some norms are there. For example, normative workers' wage is $5 per hour. If someone is saying that the wages of the workers is $1 per hour, then it is positive economics. It's clear. If they are working for more than 10 hours, they may get more dollars. But someone suggesting that if workers' wages should be more than if $10 per hour, then that is good. It is normative economics. So, it is clear. It is not just value judgment. Clear that workers' wages is $5 per hour or 5 rupees per hour. But for the normative economics, it is different. Workers' wages should be more than 10 rupees or dollar. So, it is ideological perspective. So, this is all for today. So, we are winding up today's session. I hope it's clear to you all. So, we will meet in the next session.